My humor is prime 90s, early 2000s humor. Like, that's the zenith of pop culture in American history. Maybe world history. Y'all are just jealous because Drake's like y'all's rapper of the time. I know you love Drake. Your sweet emo boy.
I'm indifferent on Drake's music.
I think if he would just decide that he's like an R&B love song singer, perfect.
Yeah, like I listened to one of his early mixtapes a few days ago for the first time. I was like, yeah, that's pretty good.
General Effect Media is proud to present The Program.
It's The Program for Wednesday, February 11th, 2026, the second episode of this young season. The second episode, the second month. Can you believe it? We are almost halfway through the second month of the year. I'm Daniel Montoya Jr. for General Effect Media, and we are joined by our two co-hosts. They don't even need to have their real names anymore. We've got Hot Take Willie over here. Say hello, Willie.
Hello.
Thank you. And we have The Truth over here on the right.
Hi.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to boost that in post. That's right. Hot Willie, and medium Aaron. I don't know. How do you like your wings, Aaron?
Well, I don't like buffalo sauce.
Oh,
so
jalapeno cream, Aaron.
I like some buffalo sauce.
I'm a garlic parm guy.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Well, I like it medium. just right. Just right. When it comes to wings, when it comes to like salsa and stuff.
I like hot.
Yeah. Well, we've had some time since our last episode. We've had some time to absorb some things on the interwebs, on the TV, on the social media and whatnot. So first things first. Aaron, did you commit to band in the last week?
Wow.
No. Okay. You had to think about it. That's fine. Willie, did you commit to band?
I watched a few shows.
Okay. Yeah.
I tried to find a bunch of guard shows that I could watch and get myself a little bit more familiarized with what's happening.
Right. Yeah. Could you hear over the sound of screaming people?
No.
Yeah, you can. Yeah. Just because they turned around. Anyway, I guess I committed to band because once again I am in writing season, so that counts. I also saw a few shows online. I've also heard a few recordings of things that maybe I shouldn't have heard. That's fine. But I'm not sure if you two did this, but did you commit to the Bad Bunny halftime show yesterday?
Yes, I did.
I thought we would take a few minutes to talk about, y'all are young, so you may not remember, but is this a top 5 Super Bowl halftime of all time? Halftime show of all time, rather.
No.
You say no?
I would say no because there's a lot of really good ones.
Okay, all right.
I'd say definitely just from like a visual storytelling perspective.
From a visual standpoint, yes.
I would agree. Now, do you know why we have the spectacle that we do when it comes to the Super Bowl halftime show?
Was it Prince
who
who changed it? No,
it is not. But you're not close, but you're close. I'm going a little bit more. So back in the day, the Super Bowl halftime show was a boring, regular old, and I realize I said boring as I'm about to say that the University of Minnesota was the halftime band, marching band. They had like these ice skating. They had like, it was basically just like, let's just do a halftime show. Nobody cares. So during that time, and this was the 80s, a TV show called In Living Color was airing on Fox. It's a sketch show started by the Wayans. Lots of famous comedians came from there. The Wayans brothers, the Wayans sons, David and Alan Greer, Jim Carrey. J-Lo was a hype girl. She was on the dance. She was like the dancers, all right? The Fly Girls rather. Anyway, so they decided they were going to do special live version of In Living Color during halftime. So and I remember this, watching the Super Bowl, and then at halftime, so many millions of people turned the channel to Fox and watched In Living Color and just stole so much TV from whoever was airing the Super Bowl that the very next year, Michael Jackson was the Super Bowl halftime act and had one of the greatest Super Bowl halftime shows of all time. And from that point, we have this huge spectacle of that. So who would be in your top 5 Super Bowl halftime shows of all time?
I'm going to be honest, I have not seen enough.
That's fine. That's fine. It's okay. It's okay. Do you have... You could say 3 of them. I don't care.
I mean, there are 3 that I can distinctly remember.
Do it. Go for it.
I mean, that was Bad Bunny, obviously. Just watched it.
Bad Bunny.
Kendrick.
Yep, we just saw
and the other hip hop one from a few years
in
ago.
LA when it was the 50th anniversary of hip hop.
Yeah, with Dre, Snoop,
and 50 Cent was hanging upside down.
Yeah, Eminem.
Yeah. Okay.
Kendrick again.
Willie's doing. He's cheating. He's opening the book.
I'm trying to.
He probably
refresh
Googled
myself.
best halftime shows of all time. All right.
I mean, Michael Jackson and Prince are the top two.
They are definitely.
I don't think
top.
you can really argue.
Well, people will argue.
Yeah, people will
because people don't remember Michael Jackson at the halftime show. Like they are like, oh yeah.
The one with Coldplay, Bruno Mars. That one's pretty good.
Yeah,
the Kendrick one is really good.
I think for that one.
Yeah, the Kendrick one's really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
Was it Beyonce did one, right?
Mm-hmm. She did. Yeah,
that one's up there.
I would say Beyonce is one of them that started the whole. Like now, they talked about more about TV, like the camera. Like she was doing stuff not on a stage, and it was choreographed to the camera. Obviously, The Weeknd had to do that because it was a COVID football game. I think Michael Jackson, Prince are in the top three. I think you could argue. A lot of people will say Kendrick is up there. Some people say Katy Perry. She did have a very entertaining halftime show, if you will remember that. I think Kendrick is definitely up there. I think Bad Bunny is a top 5 show at this point. I'm not Puerto Rican. Are you Puerto Rican?
No.
No. Are you? You could be. No. I am Mexican. I have Mexican heritage. If you know anything about Spanish and the way Puerto Ricans speak Spanish, there's a big differences. Some that makes it a little harder to understand, especially for someone like me or someone who's been in Texas that hears Spanish. So like, one example is they don't pronounce their R's the way we would. So you've heard Bad Bunny. He'll say Nuevo York instead of York. They'll use their L's instead of R's. If you're not used to hearing that in Spanish, like someone who speaks more like Tex-Mex, Spanglish, Mexican Spanish, it's a little. It's kind of like in Spain, they kind of like Ibiza, like there's a lot of that kind of sound. So it was hard for me to understand 30 to 40% of the songs he was singing, and plus it's live, and I don't know a lot of Bad Bunny's songs. I'm not going to front and go like, oh yeah, man, but I thought it was very good. I thought the visuals were amazing, and I thought it was a really beautiful and emotional performance. Right? Like I think that it spoke to a lot of things from Central America, South America, any of the Latin people that have come to America, to the United States of America. Willie, you look like you have something to say.
No, from a visual standpoint, I can't think of another halftime show that's come close to how good this one was.
It was just, everything was so intentional, and there were like times like it would pan up and you're like, oh yeah, this is on a football field.
Right.
Like the set was very immersive.
The way it was shot too, from like the camera, I was like, it's really like at the beginning of the show, he's in a field of, I don't know what field it is. Sugarcane?
Yeah.
And he's walking through and then he looks over and there's a camera peeking through the sugarcane, and it's the only time that camera's ever used. And I'm like,
right.
I was like, they planned that. They planned to have that one shot.
And just so much symbolism. A lot of it that I didn't catch initially because I'm not Puerto Rican, or I'm not from the country of Puerto Rico, as they'll say the L. Like the power lines. That represents just the fact that they have such a horrible power system there that is way too expensive because capitalism, because all these, I'll say it again, all these white Americans, like your boy Jake Paul goes there because the tax shelters and blah, 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 blah. It's too expensive and they don't work a lot. There's always these brownouts and blackouts. So a lot of Puerto Ricans themselves go up and try to fix it and they get hurt or they die, which is why they were hanging and all that other stuff. Like a lot of symbolism like that. And of course, obvious stuff like the Tira Aguas, or the Coquitos, or the wedding, the Latin boy who's asleep at a wedding. If you've been to any quinceañera or Mexican wedding, there's always, we took my daughter, like it just happens. You're sleeping till 3 a.m., that kind of thing. There's just a lot of great stuff that if you are familiar at all with the culture, that was like really, really cool. And I enjoyed it. I was thoroughly excited. I felt a little motion in the hips, as one would in this style of music. So yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yes, Aaron.
I'm not super familiar with all of his music.
Just the majority of it.
No. I listened to his album he released at the beginning of last year.
Yeah.
I thought overall it was good. I'm just not a big fan of reggaeton. It's just, I don't know, it doesn't...
You don't like Daddy Yankee?
No.
It's messed up. Wow.
The more salsa-oriented stuff, I really liked.
Yeah, I can dig
But like
that.
reggaeton's just not for me.
So did you like your girl Lady Gaga singing a salsa version of what is it? A Kiss Before? No,
Die with a Smile.
Die with a Smile.
I was like, wow, this is like, I didn't think they would do something like that. But the entire time I was just thinking, they gotta bring Bruno Mars out. They gotta bring Bruno Mars out.
Isn't he Puerto Rican? I think Bruno Mars is Puerto Rican. I thought he was Filipino. He might be mixed. I don't know. But what's interesting is that I don't know if this for sure. I need to go back and rewatch it. Yeah, apparently in Spanish, Bad Bunny says, "This is what you asked for," or "This is what you wanted," and then Lady Gaga starts singing in English, and people are interpreting that as you wanted him to speak English. Well, he's not going to do it, but someone's going to speak English, but they're going to do it in a merengue. They're going to do it in a salsa type thing, which I thought, singing vocal-wise, I thought it was great. I thought it was fine. Ricky Martin, remember him from Living La Vida Loca fame at all? I remember him from his other albums, the Spanish-speaking albums. Those were really nice. I mentioned this in the Slack, but I bet there was one Puerto Rican fuming that she was not on the stage. She's not really known for singing. I guess she dances and acts, but Jennifer Lopez, J-Lo herself, she was not there. Jessica Alba was there. She didn't sing.
Pedro Pascal was there.
Pedro Pascal, Cardi B.
That's what.
Carol G.
The camera panned over someone was like, that looks a lot like Jessica Alba. And
Oh,
then I was like,
it
it was Jessica Alba.
Oh, it was.
There were just a ton of celebrities out there.
Yeah. John Hamm. You'll see the videos of John Hamm, who's a noted, very public Bad Bunny fan, dancing on the sideline. He was truly dancing like no one was watching. So good for him. Good. Yeah. Loved it. Thought it was great.
I thought it was great.
I didn't watch. No, I lied. I'm sorry. I watched someone did. I watched the Turning Point halftime show, so you don't have to, and they clipped it together. And I'll admit, when Kid Rock came out with Ball with the Ball back in the day, Limp Bizkit, there was raging type of fun. It was cool. Not my jam. You know what? And it's okay. There are people that this wasn't their jam. Bad Bunny, I'm not singing in English. I don't understand it. As they go to a Mexican restaurant the next day and be like, oh, these are Mexicans and Spanish. If you don't dig it, that's cool. Turn the channel. But there's a difference between it's not my thing and these people need to go back to their own country. Well, newsflash.
He's an American citizen.
Yeah. You know what? He can be president of the United States.
Well, I mean, half of the halftime shows that we've ever had are from people that aren't native to the United States.
But what's the difference? What's the difference, Willie? What's the difference from U2, Rolling Stones, Coldplay, and Bad Bunny?
The language.
Yeah, that's two. There's two differences. There's the language. I was going to say something else. I don't remember. You know what? I think the language is the biggest one because I don't think people freaked out that much about J-Lo and Shakira. But there's an element of misogyny involved where it's oh, well, we have these attractive women in there, so that's okay. That's okay, and But regardless,
remember,
I wonder how many unsubscribes we got or hate comments by now. But
every halftime show ever is always the worst one ever made. Because there's always a bunch of people that come out after every single halftime show says, this is the worst halftime show ever.
The ones that, when Bad Bunny's announced going, well, I know I won't be watching it. And then the ones that are tweeting, this is the worst halftime show. It's well, first of all, you said you were boycotting the NFL when Colin Kaepernick kneeled, and you continued to watch it. And then you're saying, I'm never going to watch a halftime show. And then you did. I mean,
I just think it's funny because every single year it's rinse and repeat. This is the worst halftime show ever. The Kendrick one. This is the worst halftime show ever. The Weekend one. This is the worst halftime show ever.
And then there was a Black Eyed Peas, but I mean,
well, yeah. Someone last year we had Kendrick and a very very black halftime show through symbolism, through verbiage, through anything. Very anti-Drake, of course. This year we had an all 75% Spanish. I don't know how much the time is, but Lady Gaga did her English song. A very Spanish, a very cultured. We have Latin America. Some people said, last year Kendrick's show was about we, meaning black people, built this country, and Bad Bunny was we're defining this country, it's this. K-pop next year? Are we going?
I've seen some people discussing what's it going to be. I've heard a lot of people I think we need Olivia Rodrigo, and I'd be okay with that.
When was the last time we had a female-driven Super Bowl? I mean,
think it was Shakira and...
Was it Shakira and J-Lo?
Yeah.
Or Beyonce? I mean, Beyonce's done
Was
it.
Beyonce after that?
Well, Beyonce did it 2 times. She's done it when they had the power outage in New Orleans. And then she did the one where she did Formation, and they were not the same one. Or were they the same ones? I don't remember. I guess if only we had a device in front of us that could look when Beyonce did the Super Bowl. Olivia Rodrigo, do you think she's big enough to be the halftime? And I'm asking because she has 2 albums, right?
Yeah, I know there's supposed to be another one that's supposed... I think it's rumored that it's coming out this year. That does really well. I think that just kind of sets her up perfectly for it. I've also heard people talking about Sabrina Carpenter.
That would be the one that I would think she would be the most. She's like the Katy Perry, even though I think Sabrina Carpenter's probably a little better than Katy Perry.
She did, in 2013, she did the Destiny's Child reunion, and that was the blackout one. And then in 2016 at Super Bowl 50, she did her show with Coldplay with Formation.
That's where she... Okay. So she only headlined it once, but she's been a part of another one.
Yes.
Right. I can buy the Sabrina Carpenter, but... And this is just a statistical fact. Nobody come at me in the comments. But since Jay-Z and Rock Nation have taken over, has there been a featured artist that was white? Not saying someone.
When did they take over?
Look this up. Hey computer.
When
So,
did?
yeah.
Because I don't want to just parrot something I read online, but I believe someone said that once that happened, they have had white artists, but they
2019.
Okay, so tell us started 2019 and tell us who the featured artist is. Probably about to prove me wrong. But if it was Sabrina Carpenter, Taylor Swift, when is she? I don't think Rock Nation would have brought Taylor Swift on.
No.
I would not like Taylor Swift.
I do not see them making a move like that.
So in 2019,
Yep. All right. Here we go.
it was the Maroon 5 and then the Travis Scott
And that was a
thing.
Rock Nation?
That I don't know if that's when he took it over, but that was 2019. So
okay.
He might have
So
taken it over after
ambiguous.
that.
Okay.
Which I think that was the worst Super Bowl.
You know what?
halftime
It's
show
one
ever.
of. And
That's-
it was in
it was
Atlanta
horrible.
too. Like
It was horrible. It had probably the worst Super Bowl ever and the worst Super Bowl halftime show ever.
wait, was that okay? Continue. So who's 2020?
2020 was Shakira and J-Lo.
Okay, look at that.
2021 was The Weeknd.
Yep.
2022 was Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem,
Okay.
Mary J. Blige, Kendrick Lamar.
Oh.
And then 2023 was Rihanna.
Oh, okay.
2024 was Usher.
Usher.
2025 was Kendrick.
Okay.
And then 2026.
Yeah.
So, if Rock Nation is still producing it, and why would they not?
Olivia Rodrigo.
Olivia
is
Rodrigo
mixed.
counts. I think she's
She's half Filipino.
that's okay. That's the one. Yeah, she's half Filipino. So Sabrina Carpenter would be the first one that. But that to me, she's like the hot. I say hot in terms of Q.
I feel like she's like I enjoy Sabrina Carpenter's
Sure.
music, but
Yeah.
I do think she's a bit on a downturn popularity wise, and I think it's kind of Olivia's turn to step into that spotlight again.
I have heard that there's a rumor that a previous Super Bowl artist, they've had enough music come out since then, their last show that they're projected, rumored to do it,
Beyonce.
and everyone's going like, is it Beyonce? Because she's had Cowboy Carter,
I mean,
Renaissance.
Bruno Mars has never headlined a Super Bowl.
I think he's got too many debts to pay off in Vegas.
It could because he's releasing a new album.
Yeah, he has an album coming out.
Oh,
And
He's got all these collabs that he can bring on
everything's
guest artists
lining
for.
up like perfectly.
So are you putting money on
Ooh,
Bruno
I like
Mars?
that.
I mean, if I had the
And
money,
he could bring out Olivia Rodrigo.
because they basically teased him with this year's. Because
Maybe that's why he wasn't
big,
in it.
and then so now the anticipation's building. So
Because
then
it wouldn't be
he's
Gaga.
next
She just did Houston like 2017, 18 or whatever. You know what? Bruno Mars would be a very smart choice. All right. So
Yep.
Bruno Mars, Olivia Rodrigo, Sabrina Carpenter. Who knows? Oh my gosh.
Excuse me.
Wow. Maybe you shouldn't be drinking cherry vanilla Dr. Pepper on camera anymore.
Strawberries and cream.
Oh, okay.
I haven't
All right. Well, let's talk about some stuff that happened in the last week in the world of band. And for those of you that are new here, the world of band encompasses color guard, percussion, drum corps. You know what? It's band. It's band. William added something to the agenda, to the itinerary, to the rundown.
Short little thing.
Short little thing. But before you get there, do you know, and this we have to thank the Slack computer for pointing this out, if you take into account like the last, I don't remember what the data was.
I think it's since 2000.
Has it been since 2000? The one state that has owned 7th place at Grand National Finals is the great state of Texas. There is only 1 year, or 2 years, when William Mason placed 7th. But in semifinals, as one Jamil pointed out, that was owned by Leander and Round Rock? Prosper and Round Rock. So since 2020, so 26 years. 20. No, I thought it was longer than that.
2000.
I don't know.
Because I was like, it's been a long time where Texas has owned 7th place. And the reason why I bring this up, William, is because
7 Lakes is going to Nats.
7 Lakes. Now, I'm not suggesting they will get 7th. I'm not suggesting they won't get 7th.
It would just be too perfect.
You know what? It would be more perfect if they waited a year and went in 2027 and got 7th place. Are you looking it up right now? No? You're not looking up the database? I guess we could all look it up. We have these devices.
I'm opening it.
It's fine. I guess I could have been more prepared for it. But yes, it is a crazy, not a coincidence. It's just a crazy stat. I don't know what it is. Texas bands own the top of the second of the break, I suppose, right? I don't know. But wild, right? Like, that's pretty good. Without knowing anything about 7 Lakes' show or concept or anything like that, as we look at this, 2015. It's 2015. I thought it was, 10 years, 2015. Okay. So if we go back, Round Rock, Ronald Reagan, The Woodlands, Mason, but we've already said Prosper and Round Rock.
Or is The Woodlands, actually? I think The Woodlands...
Well, The Woodlands were in 2019.
2019, they were 7th.
2019, they're
semis.
Claudia Taylor, South Lake Carroll, Pearland, Bridgeland, and most recently, Marcus High School. Prosper, nope. Prosper was 18. Yes, the Woodlands were 19.
Yeah.
So wild, right? Okay, so without knowing anything about 7 Lakes, but just going off of their last few years, let's say the last 3 years, are they've made it to state the last 3 years?
Yes.
In some way, shape, or form?
They've made state finals 2 times in a row now.
And they've made state all 3 years, right?
At least. They've been making state for much longer than that.
San Antonio finals?
A few times. They didn't make it
They didn't make it the past year, but they made it the year before.
Okay. So, lock, bubble. What do we think about 7 Lakes?
Bubble.
With the current field, I'd say
I
lock.
would say
More or less
high bubble.
Yeah, very high bubble.
Because is this how would you characterize this year's, as we know it, Grand Nationals band repertoire, whatever? Weaker than last year?
Yes.
Significantly.
I don't think you could put any lineup that would be stronger unless
Right.
every powerhouse.
Gotcha. Okay, so it's just by the nature of last year's lineup, this is just weaker. So 7 Lakes, strong bubble, or like if you were shading in the colors, they would be a light lock, so to speak, or are they like you writing in pen, or is it in pencil?
I would be shocked if they miss, but it's not impossible.
Okay. 7th place?
That definitely seems reasonable.
Do you believe 7th place for 7 Lakes?
I could see it.
Continuing the streak?
I'd have to, see their show.
Well, yeah, obviously. All right. Well, shout out to the 7 Lakes band. If you want to give us any secrets or want us to reveal anything, we'd be happy to do that. Last week, we talked about rules proposals. We talked about 10 or 9, right? 9 rules proposals?
Yes, 9.
Somebody, because people they watch this, and some will say that they don't watch it, but then they message me or they text me. One person was offended because I mispronounced Muskegon. It's not Muskegon, Michigan. As a 2.5-year Michigander, I should have known it was Muskegon. They call it Ski Town. Ski Town, like skee ball. Apologies to the Mitten State, the great state of Michigan. They also sent this message. I'm not going to mention who it is. They are a high school band director in the great state of Texas. I never thought your podcast would be what gets my blood pressure up in the morning, but the proposed rule changes and subsequent discussion has me yelling in my car. They do not think anything needs to change. Not that everything's perfect, but these rules are like,
I mean, I wouldn't be sad if nothing changed.
Yeah.
It's just like,
I don't think these rules are the strongest bunch we've had.
it's just like, I mean, if they're implemented, like, fine.
Some of
But
them are like,
if they're not,
okay.
then there's nothing here that I'm like, this needs to happen.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm gonna throw a chair at a wall. It's just like,
In talking to some other people, they said that they didn't feel they were going to pass the rules themselves because, and they made a really, really good point. They said any rule that tries to change the competitive structure isn't going to pass because you can't pinpoint where the competitive balance is going to be. When I was coming up, it was Spring and Westfield. Like those were, Houston was the area. Spring, Westfield, Klein. Woodlands wasn't the Woodlands yet. Like that was the powerhouse of band. Churchill was at the top of all the programs in San Antonio. Leander was 4A at the time, was the second largest thing. They were going crazy. Duncanville was like crazy. And so this idea now that Austin and the northern, I don't know how DFW looks geographically, but Louisville area, like the fact that these areas are dominating, that wasn't what was happening in the last 10, 15, 20 years. So if they change something because they're mad that they're in the same area as Louisville or Leander ISD, just wait 5 years. I'm not saying that you just have to sit back and wait, but things might change. Like geographically, things are going to change. And I don't know if it's a Dan Pod comment or someone else, but get good, nerd.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the reality. And you're like, well, how are we supposed to do well? Vandergrift's in our, well,
get good.
I mean, for every, like, we can't beat them, there's a Lake Belton that comes out of nowhere. There's a Friendship Memorial that, like, tops up. Like, there's these groups, Walnut Grove, like, all the Panther Creek. Like, you can do it. You can do it. Don't change the rules. Don't hate the player or the game. Like, just get better. Mm-hmm. Get better. I mean, that's coming from me. And it's easy for me to say that. And I know some of the comments, well, how do we compete when they have more money than us? They have more props than us. And it's true. All of these things are true. Oh, by the way, West Texas used to dominate marching band in the state of Texas. Now, that was oil money. But, like, follow the money. I get it. But for every, only Austin or Dallas schools win, you have a Mojo Magic. You have a Permian, right? You have a, is it Hannah down in the valley when they win honor band? Like just these things happen. They practice. They get good. What were you going to say, Aaron?
I was just going to say that, I mean, the nature of this activity is that there is inherent unfairness, and that is with just most
everywhere
school-based activity, just because, I mean, not every school has the same demographics. Money is a factor.
Correct.
There is really nothing you can do except do the best you can.
Now, I'm gonna put both of you on the spot here. When you were in the Westwood Band in Round Rock ISD, Cedar Ridge Band, Round Rock ISD, Austin mailing address, Round Rock mailing address, right? In your 4 years of band, did y'all make BOA finals? Did you compete at BOA?
Yes.
And did you make finals?
Once.
Your senior year?
Was my are you talking about BOA Austin specifically?
Doesn't really matter. Just
okay.
BOA in general.
It was 2015 Atlanta.
So y'all went to the super regional. That was the hang glider show?
Yes.
You made finals. Did you make area finals in your 4 years?
Every single year, yes.
Did you make state in those 4 years?
2014, yes.
2014. Westwood is, in my impression of the greater Austin area, a more well-to-do part of the demographic, socioeconomic, a well-to-do, that's who they are at that time. When you were at Cedar Ridge for your 4 years, did you make BOA finals?
Yes.
Did you make area finals?
Yes.
Did you make state?
Yes.
Did you ever make state finals?
Yes.
Is it fair to say that Cedar Ridge is lower on the socioeconomic range, all of that stuff, when compared to a Westwood?
Yes.
Yes. And Cedar Ridge is how much younger than Westwood?
It was opened in 2010.
2010. Do you know when Westwood opened?
1988.
1988. Now, I say that because we actually literally have people here that were in those programs. If I were to present to you the socioeconomic, like all the stuff, you would say, yeah, that school is going to be the better one. And in that 4 years, I'm only talking about the 4 years y'all were there, Cedar Ridge was the more competitive, stronger program. Now, Westwood has improved. They've made state again. They've made finals. They've made so things have changed. They've definitely done it. Cedar Ridge has maintained. They've dropped a little from time to time, but they were third at state 2 years ago. right?
It was
2022.
20. Oh my God, time is a flat circle. 2020. They've made state finals. They've made super regional finals. They haven't been back to Grand Nationals, but they're Grand National finalists. They have not been to Grand Nationals yet, so we don't know. But you're right. Like, on the one hand, money helps. All these things help. But on the other hand,
It's not the only factor.
LD Bell, they don't have a lot of money. They didn't have, yes, they went to Nationals every year, but they took buses, right?
My favorite example is North Shore.
Preach. Tell everyone.
I mean, in 2016, they just made state finals out of nowhere. They maintained, they were pretty solid for a while. They started falling off a little bit around COVID time.
Yeah.
But they're back on an upswing, and they're not a particularly well-off place.
They made state their first time because the Woodlands was disqualified for having an ineligible student. And so it was like they threw it together like days before. But then they have made state and made state finals on their own merits. Their percussion section years ago was a world-class indoor drumline. And they were just destroying people. Same thing down in the valley. I think is it Donna or Hannah? They had a world-class drumline and they made world-class finals in WGI. There are enough examples to be like, money helps. There's no question about that. We're not saying, no, money doesn't help. But I don't want to be like, pull yourself up in your bootstraps and true grit will help. But you work hard, you can do these things. So anyway, I'm putting words in the mouths of the people who suggested these things or said these things to me about it. But you know what?
Money doesn't work hard for you. You work hard for.
You know what? She works hard for the money. So hard for the money. Speaking of UIL and rules, the UIL Marching Band Rules Advisory Committee sent out an email, I don't know to who, maybe people that were part of TMAA, the Texas Marching, like the judges, or to all the band directors. I'm not sure who they sent it to, but it was sent by Jerry Miller, who's basically in charge of the judges at the state level, not necessarily the area level. I think that's still left to the areas themselves, but he probably has a hand in it. And sent out some surveys to get responses from, again, either band directors and or judges, combination of both, for 4A, 5A, 6A only. And they are 2 items that are being considered for implementation. 2 of them are the proposal, and we're going to talk about it in a sec, to draw for and schedule state prelims based on area placement. And I will tell you all the examples that they gave. The second proposal, to add a guard judge at the state contest. Now, along with this survey, there were 2 brief videos explaining the proposals. They needed to be done by, as of recording, tomorrow at 5 p.m., Tuesday at 5 p.m. Let's start with the easiest one to start off discussing, the implementation of a guard auxiliary judge. Now, the way the question is worded, I'll read it right there. What is your opinion on adding a guard/auxiliary judge into the existing 7-judge format at the state marching band contest, with this judge being assigned a sub-caption within the visual/and/content/design sheets? So according to just this, there would be 8 judges, but we'll put visual and color guard are together. Color guard becomes a sub caption of that, and they give you a 1 through 10, strongly opposed, strongly in favor. This is only, again, for 4A, 5A, and 6A. What say y'all?
Yes.
That was easy.
Yeah.
Now, traditionally, for as long as I've been involved with marching band, that's since Crockett 92, they used to go these boxes that basically said like color guard auxiliary is optional, because for a long time groups just didn't have color guards and they didn't want to be penalized for not having a color guard or be penalized because they had a dance team. Now, it's obviously in the last 20 years, 25 years, whatever, things have changed. Your SFA Angels, your Vandergrift Vision, etc. have proven that a dance guard can be very successful and help you win. Well, it used to be back in the day, it was like Churchill. The Woodlands can prove with a world-class guard. Like, we have examples of all those things. I, too, agree that if we were to add a color guard judge, it is smart that they are saying that would be a sub caption as a part of either visual or the content and design sheets. I would not be in favor of a color guard judge making their own, they have an own caption. And that goes back to sort of our discussion about percussion being its own caption. And I know I'm a trader. I would not be opposed to percussion becoming a sub caption of a music ensemble. But I'm also like, you know what, you're right. Percussion can decide these things. Percussion is a vital part. If we're going to have woodwinds and brass, why can't we have percussion? So, but yeah, if it was adding a separate judge in their own separate caption, I would be more towards the opposed area. Not necessarily strongly opposed, but more to the opposed. But yeah, as a part of the subcaption, as a subcaption, I'm in. So that's three.
Yeah,
three yeses?
if it was its own caption, I'd be like, if it's own, like they replace content design judge with the
right. Yeah,
the guard guy, I'd be like,
I totally get that. I totally get that. And the second one or the first one, depending on what you were saying, for the last several years, the adjudicators of the UIL State Marching Band Contest have asked that we consider a structure for seeding bands from area finals into state prelims. These 3 proposals. So these are 3 separate ones, so we will discuss them one at a time. The first one they are calling the Area Champions Model. If the UIL 5A State Marching Band Contest prelims consists of 4 rounds of 8 bands, that would be on the Monday, the final round of the night will consist of the area champions in random order. So we went off of last year, your Wakelands, right? Your Cedar Parks, your Hanks would be guaranteed a spot in the last block of 5A prelims. Strongly opposed, strongly agree, what say y'all?
I think that'd be...
I don't like that. I don't like that.
Since there are other options, I'm gonna say I don't think that's the worst thing, but I feel like there's better things we can do. So I want to hear the other option.
Well, it doesn't. I don't think it's an either or. I think they're gonna I think if you vote for one, you can't vote. It's not. You have to vote on all 3. But
Okay.
so you could say I think that's a great idea. I'm indifferent to it.
Yeah, I'm indifferent.
I'd put it at like a 4,
Now,
like out of instead of a.
and I can hear the clickety clack of keyboards now. I'm sure some people would be upset that the first place band from a certain area is playing at the end when maybe a second place band from another area is a traditional state finalist, and this area champion usually isn't. I can see people getting upset about that, but
that's my issue with it.
Yeah,
in a
it's
state
like,
that rewards talent from all over the state, though, that's
yeah.
I get that, but I would be okay with it. I'm indifferent. Here's the second one. They're calling it the top first-second model. If the UIL 6A State Marching Band Contest prelims consist of 5 rounds of 8 bands, all area champions and area runner-ups will be assured PM time slots. That's just the extension of it. So I guess that could be a 12:01 slot on. But they're saying if you get first or second in your area in 6A, you get a PM time slot. Wow. You're
I'd say, that's better. But...
Yeah.
Because how many areas are there in 6A? A,
There
B, C,
are-
D, E, F, G, H, I, J? 9 areas?
9.
9. So we're saying 18 bands. And how many are going to state now? Like 40-something?
Yeah.
So you're basically saying if you don't get first or second at area,
You're playing in the morning.
you're playing from 8 in the morning till, I don't know what the math. You're playing basically before lunch. And then maybe the one after lunch, too. And then the rest of them are getting first and second. Again, you get the idea of, well, why does the first and second band from a weaker area, who maybe doesn't ever send bands to state finals, get to play later? But here I am playing at 8 in the morning, and I've been a state finalist for the last 4 years.
I think this is gonna get. So they're having a meeting about this, right?
I
giant
imagine it's
meeting.
like we're going to get all the results, and then they're going to talk about it this week, which is the week of our band
Yeah,
conference.
if it was
here
a
in
meeting,
Texas.
I'd say that specific one is gonna get argued about a lot by the. I don't want to say weaker area directors and then the stronger
areas that maybe
directors.
don't usually make state finals. Because there's like three areas that didn't send any bands to state finals in 6A, right?
Yeah, it was Area A.
Is it J you said, or A?
Area A, C,
C, that was the one.
and
G.
Yes,
G,
G.
yeah.
Those three.
Because I mean, I like the random draw. I mean, it's fine. I mean,
Sure.
it's the best system that you could have with making it fair. But I mean,
I would prefer
it's kind of like
the area champions model to this one.
Yeah.
To the first and second model.
After thinking about it, yeah.
Yeah. But here's the third one. They call it the rounding model. If the UIL 6A state marching band contest consists of 5 rounds of 8 bands, each round will contain 2 area champions, 2 area runner-ups, and 4 additional bands. So if you're former state champion, defending state champion, Flower Mound, and you win area, whatever that area is,
J.
you could be in the first round, first block. Which, honestly, that happens anyway. Like,
Yeah.
Cedar Park, weren't they first out of the gate one year in 5A prelims or something? And it was just like, well, okay. You know, something like that. So that's the rounding model. Basically, 2 champions, 2 runner-ups, and 4 non-champions or runner-ups.
I'd be okay with
Yeah,
that. It kind of
I mean,
spreads it out across the day.
I think that's a better one than the first 2.
I definitely think the top first, second model is the weakest. Like, that's the middle one. That's the least likely. I like the idea of rewarding an area champion. But if you're telling me that each of the 5 rounds, as they call it, are going to be balanced, well, you can't complain, right? Like, you're like, well, that means the judges have to give out good numbers, right? Like, you know, here's the first one. It's going to be Vandergrift and Hebron. Let's assume Hebron gets second. Vandergrift and Hebron. That's 2 of them, right? Oh, 2 area champions.
You just know they're going to do that. They're
Yeah.
going to schedule like the worst possible thing they could do.
I think it is
happens every
interesting. But again, who is calling for this? Band directors who don't like playing early. Nobody likes playing early. Is it band directors who miss state finals? Is it band directors who? Is it judges? You know, like I would be curious. Who's asking for this? Who wants this? Who do you think wants this?
Um,
Because they don't do this in like WGI, do they? Probably, I don't know.
I think.
I should know,
Second.
but I should.
I need to see if I can find this, but I think this is largely a reaction. Okay, I can't find the schedule,
Okay,
unfortunately.
great.
But to 5A, I think 5A had some pretty wacky results. There were a lot of really, really good bands who are typically make state finals.
That's right.
That went on very early morning.
That's
like Hendrickson.
Oh my gosh.
It's empty. It's okay.
It's okay, he says.
Hendrickson, there's one, like the first 2 bands were like, they almost always make state finals.
Mm-hmm.
It might have been like Alito or something. But Hendrickson missed state finals. And like you look at the numbers, and I watched state finals, and I thought some of the numbers were pretty suspect specifically. I think they got like 25th in brass.
That's right. We talked about this.
And so I bet some of this is a response to that, because I think 5A, more than almost any other contest I've ever seen, you could tell who performed early and who performed later in the day.
So the counterpoint to this is what we talked about a few minutes earlier about the changing dynamic of marching. How many of all these bands in 5A now are no longer going to be competing?
Yeah.
Like we're not going to see Cedar Park. We're not going to see Rouse. We're not going to see Alito. We're not going to see Wakeland. That's 4 of the top. I mean, Alito is a top band, but they were not in the top 4 or 5, right? I can't remember what they got.
They were 7th.
Okay, so I was right. So, I mean, you're taking so much of this out of it and throwing it in there. So now, like, well, is there an issue anymore? I mean, there probably still is, but I don't know. You know, we're going to have a new 5A area champion in whatever the Leander area was. We'll have a new 5A champion in the area Wakeland is, right?
Sorry, I just want to mention briefly.
Okay.
I forgot to say this last week.
Okay.
I do not think we're going to have the Leander area anymore. I think they're going to shuffle things around a bit in 5A. But
I don't have a direct source to this at all. I have just friends, and they have communicated to me that they do not anticipate any, if even the minorest of changes this year.
interesting.
But they said potentially the next round is when things are going to get real, real. They're going to get real. So I think, if anything, we might get some minor changes this year. But there was an allusion to something similar to what you said, that in 2 years, 4 years, we could see some erasing and redrawing and whatnot. So you got something there. You got something there. Well, we'll see how this goes. I don't know what information will come out of TMEA, if anything, but people like to share and leak. So you heard it here, and hopefully you'll hear it here first after TMEA. It's indoor season. It started a few weeks ago, and there was a video shared on the YouTube. Is it still up? I don't know.
It's still up.
Okay, so it's good. It was a video from the great state of California, from Arcadia High School. And when I first started watching, I was like, that's a really good high school. And then I was like, I looked at the title of the video. I was like, oh, this is not a high school. It was Riverside Community College with their 2026 production, Line Between Us. Now, before we talk about what we saw and listened to, I'm going to read you some stuff about their show. Line Between Us explores the perceived boundaries that separate individuals, ideas, and experiences, and examines how and why boundaries exist. Editor, that sounds like a Blue Devils type, explanation. Back to it. The production is motivated by curiosity about the assumptions that shape our choices and the limitations we accept. A line, their quote, is a constructed belief formed through habit, expectation, and perception. As different questions are posted, these lines shift. Boundaries that once felt fixed become flexible, revealing new possibilities for working within, around, and beyond perceived limitations. Line Between Us invites you to experience how perception defines boundaries and how asking different questions can fundamentally change what is possible. That's the write-up from their website. You can go check that out. You can read about it. You can see, it is very Blue Devils. It is very all that. And why does it? They share similar designers. Tony Nunez is the program coordinator and battery arranger. Brian Dinkle is the front ensemble arranger. I believe they both work with the Blue Devils. Fred Emery Smith does sound design. Jamie Hawley does the drill. Peter Beckhart does choreography. So they have an all-star team of designers. Visual music. What'd you think of the show, Willie?
First, I want to talk about
what you said last week.
What I said last week when I watched a lot video of them, and I was like, "Yeah, this is really cool music. It's gonna be another banger." I was severely undermining how good this show is. I finally saw an actual video. This show might change indoor design forever. It is. Last year was more of they're crossing the line a little bit. But this year they have played with that experimentation and turned it into something spectacular.
Agreed.
It is unbelievable on how good this show is. It's gonna win.
Are you writing it in pen?
I'm writing it in pen. It's gonna win.
These are your 2026 independent world champions. The truth. What do you have for us?
Unless someone comes out with a generational show.
Oh no!
I even sent it to you.
I know.
I literally put in the text group, we're going to talk about this. Watch it. Okay, that's fine.
I had a busy week at work.
It's unless someone comes out with another generational show.
Yeah.
I don't see anything touching RCC. It's going to crush everyone in visual. It's going to crush everyone in effect. Music is the only thing that I guess maybe where the Mex could take it again. Now the video, you can watch it. It's from a upper angle. It's at an angle, and it's not the best quality. It's probably taken by a phone. Things get blown out, but the show starts basically with them coming on the field. So I imagine it's the same as it starts basically in the tunnel.
Yeah, probably using battery power to get it all set up. And if you go to the website, you can hear basically the whole pre-show, and I guess what I imagine is the show temp track. It goes on, and it is just
sound design is.
The sound design of it is from the minute it starts. It's just it
immediately brings
incredible.
You into this world they're creating.
Yes, and it's seamlessly, and we couldn't even hear them announce. You can barely hear them go RCC. It just starts.
Yeah,
and it just goes, and I was enthralled from the minute it started.
The second that I saw it, I was like,
correct,
no way.
And it's just the sound, and we'll call it a pre-show. And I don't want to belittle it by calling it a pre-show, but for better.
It is basically.
It's a pre-show, and in marching band and drum corps, and in winds especially, you can never match the sound and the quality that the pre-show usually is because it's all electronic. It's like whoop, like the bass is going through crazy, and then the band comes in and it's like, wah, and you're like, oh, like because like at UIL you can't use certain things, and you know that's why DCI. That's why everyone wants to mic their horn lines because they want to match their pre-shows, and there's only like one drum corps that continuously can keep that up because that's just they've got the electronics game figured out. I'll let you figure out who I'm talking about. So I was worried that when the battery start came in and the pit come in, that I was like, oh, we're going to lose the coolness factor. And they never did.
They never do.
From top to bottom, just the integration of the sound design and the amplification, like everything it just locked. It was great.
There's so many things they do in the show that's just like, I've never seen that before. When you when you think you've seen everything in indoor, because indoor it's such a small area, you can only do so much. Room. They've done some stuff that I've never seen before. Well, in the beginning of the show, like right when the pre-show starts, when they're that synth coming in, the snares are doing a giant roll, and they start out from the front right, and then they go to the back. And then they go to the left, and then they come back to the middle, and they go back to the left, and they cross the entire thing. It's like 2 minutes straight, and they're rolling the entire time. And I've never seen that before. It's insane. You
know, I've said it before. I think y'all might have agreed or disagreed. I'm not really sure, or just nodded, smiled and nodded. But WGI percussion, for the longest time, has been the most innovative of any music-based activity. Not to say that Color Guard's not music-based, but they don't play instruments. They don't do any of that. But for my money, it's like WGI percussion, BOA, DCI. And for me, other than the one or two groups that continuously push the musical envelopes in DCI, you know who I'm talking about. But like, I don't know, they didn't have a floor. Doesn't mean they're not going to have a floor.
Well, they didn't have a floor last year either. Well, they had like
set pieces. Yeah. So you just have the SCPA. You see it on the floor in the video. I am full disclosure not judging in California. I will never judge them this year, so I don't have to worry about potentially saying anything. But you know, when you do judge Winter Guard percussion, indoor percussion throughout the country, you know, the different classifications, your role in critique as a judge changes. When it's A class, you're a teacher. In critique, we're giving you advice on how to make the group better because usually A class is a little it's shorter. The skill level is lower. So I'm talking to you as a director, as the member group, as a teacher. We get to open class. We then talk to you as a mentor. Have you considered this? Have you thought about this? Blah, blah, blah. When you get to world class, you're merely acting as a critic. Like at this point, you're just going like, I took that in and I enjoyed it. I didn't quite get this, blah, 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 blah. And a lot of it's just opinion, and you try to share your expertise as much as possible. As a critic, I thoroughly enjoyed it. And
I can't find anything wrong with it.
When I do judge music effect when I do percussion, indoor percussion, I would have to ask, am I too high already? It was. I mean, you have to watch it.
I do.
For some people, I could see maybe, they don't play enough. There's not enough, or there's too much choreo and not enough playing. But you never notice
those
it.
People,
you never
the Mamdani and Miss Rachel meme.
Yeah. It's just everything they use is so smart and so intentional. Like it's called line between, and I would like click randomly throughout the show, and there's always a line separating something in the show. Like visually, there's always a line somewhere, everywhere, no matter where I clicked. And then the entire show just gets elevated so much more. It's like, it's line between things. But then they break the line between the show and the audience too. When they get the audience participation is a part of the show. They mic the audience.
Is that so? I didn't even see that.
The people are walking around with a mic and they're doing like the clap, and they get faster and faster, and they hold the mic over everything.
That was a great moment.
So it's clapping
too,
and it's like echoing throughout the. It's so cool.
Let's look at this percussion independent world. All right, music effect. Brett Kuhn, 88. You know, I would have been like, should I give him a 92? Would we also give him a 90 or 92? Jeff Whipple on effect visual, 87, 88.
That's
music,
already super high.
Music, Julie Davila, 83, 81. Now, she did give Pulse first place, 85, 83. So, obviously, the music is more of the issue. But then in visual, Collins, Steve Collins, I believe, 88, 87. Like these are the gaps between them and Pulse. 26.4 to a 25.65 in effect music. Not terrible. 17.5 to 17 in effect visual. 0.5 in music, she put 25.10 to 24.5. So a 0.6 difference. They're second in music. But then in visual, 17.5 to 16.7. So you are right that visual and effect are going to... If RCC just cleans up, they could set the score record.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's a great show.
There's been like 3 score records broken in the last 6 years.
know.
So it's...
Well, they got rid of standard setting in the boxes, like the box 6, the mythical box 6.
Yeah.
Now it's like, I think this is the case. We're running out of room.
Yeah.
These groups are just...
If there was a show to break the record, that I'm like, this has to break the record.
Yeah.
I want it to break, it would be this one. It's...
Aaron, do your homework, please.
It's
Yes, sir.
so good.
Yeah. Instead of listening to all of your J. Coles and your
Rat Boys.
I was about to say, yeah, but I don't know if you want to spoil what's coming down the road. But anyway, check out RCC. The show is on there. I can't wait to see it live and real. I won't see it till Dayton. So
I might...
you're going to fly to California to watch it?
No.
Are you saying that we're getting the Gem crew? Matt's gone.
Well,
I've gone.
I want to go to Dayton, but
Aaron's not
I don't
gonna
know
go.
if I'll be able to.
Aaron doesn't like drums because you're an adult with a real life and real job and real schedule. And
That's why I can't go. I want to go.
I get it.
Depends.
This weekend in band, we're back. We're back with that. We are starting WGI regionals. I mean, we've been doing local regionals for weeks now. There's just too many to talk about. We can't do it all, so it's just easier to just talk about the WGIs of it all. This weekend in the Lone Star State, we have the Houston Regional. The Houston Regional. I don't know where it's at. It's at some place, but that's taking place. In Kansas City, a new thing for WGI, the Regional Plus. Now, I know you're thinking to yourself, Willie, what is Regional Plus? Well, I'm glad you asked.
No, thanks.
Modeled after the highly regarded Power Regionals, Regional Plus events feature a double panel of judges for all finals performances. Wow, so we should have Bands of America Regional Pluses, right? Isn't that what we were saying? They should have double panels for things? Anyway, whatever. This means every finalist group will be evaluated by 2 full panels of adjudicators, offering a broader, more comprehensive perspective on each show. Doubling the adjudication in finals provides groups with a wider variety of feedback, essential for refining their program, preparing for world championships, and growing throughout the season. The Regional Plus format is a direct response to the increasing financial and logistical challenges associated with securing large-scale arena venues for Power Regionals, challenges that have intensified in this post-COVID event landscape. With fewer arena dates available, WGI made a strategic decision to prioritize adjudication access and educational value, ensuring that groups across all regions and resource levels have meaningful opportunities for development. I think it's a great idea. I didn't know about this. I'm sure they made an announcement last year or something, and I completely missed it because it was color guard, and I'm a percussion type person. Sorry. But getting a double panel of judges for finals performances like this early, you get 2.
That's huge.
Yeah. Great. Kansas City, Missouri, or in Kansas? I don't know.
Probably Missouri.
Missouri? All right. Anybody from Missouri want to comment? Let us know. We'll take it. Back to the great state of Texas, this time in the DFW area, the Louisville Regional. Not to be confused with a Louisville Regional, which we're not talking about. And then the Pittsburgh Regional. Pittsburgh. So we have 2 in Texas, Houston and Dallas, 1 in Kansas City, a Midwest, and are they the Northeast Pittsburgh, or are they just considered East? Not really sure. Northeast, yeah, Northeast.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh. Yeah, exciting stuff. We're going to start to see scores pop out. Not just local scores where Paramount scores an 105 at whatever or something like that. No offense, but you know. Aaron, were you going to say something?
Yeah, I've heard whispers of Arcus. They're looking really good. Might be a candidate for reclassification into Scholastic World.
I'm going to say promotion because I'm that. You know what? Promotion. You hear, I said it. Promotion.
It's a promotion.
Marcus is going to get promoted, allegedly. Wow.
Also, I think Little Elm is in World this year.
So they got first. Who was in second? Do you remember? They beat someone that I'm not saying they shouldn't have beat them, but it was like, oh, I was surprised when I saw it.
I think they
was it
at a WGI. Oh yeah.
Little Elm was 73.9, and then Flower Mound was 70.4.
Oh shoot! I did not realize that we were talking about a contest that already happened.
I see. Okay. We also had Scholastic Open.
Yeah.
Pearland High School getting first over Cy-Fair, Ridgeland, Clearbrook, Sonio Sotomayor, Dawson, Earl Warren, and Vice High School. If we look at what has been happening up north in the Middle West, Avon High School World. I saw a video of this girl. Isn't she doing like a backflip and then throws a 6 and catches it? There was some video on Instagram. Resident guard person,
Probably.
Matt McCowiak sent that. Not to be confused with the local Matt McCowiak. Avon High School guard 77.3. Carmel High School, this is in World, 74.9.
Yeah.
That's a significant gap. And I use that word the way WGI uses it when they talk about the differences, minor differences, definitive differences. This is a significant difference. But also the gap between Carmel and Center Grove, 74.9, 71.4. So we have an island of first and second, and then third, fourth at this particular show. So WGI fun. This is fun because I don't usually watch all this stuff. So hey, let us know what you want us to watch, and don't go like, you should watch my guard. I mean, I guess we could if we need things to watch, but yeah, that'll be fun. Maybe Aaron will actually watch it.
Maybe. No promises.
One of the things that I enjoy doing in my dead time, which I have not a whole lot, I like to read the comments. I like to read the comments from people. There's a current thread of people fighting about whether Avon is given Grand National Champion or whether they earn it. Okay. And they're saying, well, maybe now Carmel will just be given the championship instead of earning it, but that's neither here nor there. I don't get involved with that. I let those kids play and fight in the playground. But on this segment of Inside the Arc, there was a very interesting comment left by @0edits weightlifting. That says lifting, doesn't it? I copied it straight from YouTube. And I shared it with these two nerds, and Aaron seemed quite taken with one of the suggestions. I'm not gonna read the whole comment, but I'm gonna read it as written. There should be a wild card weekend for UIL. I'm already in. I just want you to know that. I'm already in because he said wild card weekend. Because if there's one thing I've done since the very beginning with Jem is try to be like college football about it. I'm all for a wild card weekend. Wild card's more NFL, but whatever. Back to it. Take all of the finalists in 2 to 3 areas who don't make a state spot and have them battle it out for 4 more spots amongst them. And this is his words again, or their words. That would allow the stupidly stacked areas like J and C, who didn't have any state qualifiers last year, right? Area C?
Yeah, they did not have any state finals. I think he might have misspoke.
Gotcha. Like J and B, probably. But J and C to get bands to state who deserve to be there, but never make it because of the cap of 1 spot for every 5 bands in the area. In Area J, you also have, beyond the schools you mentioned, you have Braswell and the Plano schools and the new Prosper 6A like Walnut Grove and Panther Creek with Richland on the way. Aaron was excited and came up with your own version of this
yes.
that you're going to share, which I'm very tickled about. So why don't you explain what you've taken and run with here?
So UIL's not just going to like, oh, these are the really good areas. So I feel like you kind of have to UILify this idea. And that's not even talking about logistics. I think it's going to be like very difficult to implement. I have an idea of how it'd be implemented.
This is a thought experiment.
Yes.
It's fun.
But so
people who get mad when they're listening to this on the road, this is just for fun. We're not saying Dr. Brad can't do this. But if you wanted to,
yeah,
continue. Mr. Truth.
So the way that I thought about it is you don't want to do like too many bands in one place.
Okay.
Keep it a small contest. So I say 2 bands from every area. Unless there's less than 20, then you just do 1 band.
Okay.
And those are like the 2 state alternates.
We'll go with 2. Let's just assume 2 for everyone. That would be in 6A. That would be 18 bands. Right? Because there's 9 areas.
Yes, but Area A and Area G both fall under that.
Because they have less. Because they only send 2 to state.
Yeah.
Or 3. So it would be 16 bands, right? Is that what the math would be correct? You just take 2 away. One from Area A and 1 from G.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. It would be 18 because there's actually 10 areas.
Oh, I've been wrong. 10 areas. Okay.
Sorry.
So 18 bands. Go on.
So I just like took a look at like, okay, who would be at this contest going off of that. And I also just I did this for every class. And I just made a top 7 because it would be basically run as an area contest where you have, since it's less than 20, it would be 7 to finals.
7 to finals. So they'd only take,
Actually, it would be 10 to finals, but I only did top 7.
and they would only take 3 additional finalists.
Yes.
Gotcha.
They take 3 to state.
So tell us who's making it to this mythical.
So
card.
my top 7,
These would be the 7 finalists. So you're just making like a prediction.
Yes, yeah, it's a prediction.
So, but you are taking the top 2 from every. Sorry, not the top 2. The 2 alternates, state alternates from every area except for A and G. You're taking 1 from 1 for A, 1 for G. Are you going to mention? Can you just go run them down real quick per area, just so people can hear their band you mentioned?
Yeah. So Area A was Midland.
Okay. Is it 6A or 5A?
6A.
6A. Midland.
Area B, South Lake Carroll and Keller Central.
Okay.
Area C, Saxe and North Forney. Area D, James Bowie and Round Rock.
Oh.
Area E, Stephen F. Austin and Clear Falls. Area F, Grand Oaks and Oak Ridge. Area G, Westlaco.
Westlaco. All right.
I look to you because I knew you would correct me.
We talk about it all the time.
I forget. I'm a forgetful person.
Yes. They don't call him the truth for nothing.
Area H, Louis D. Brandeis and Byron P. Steele II. And Area I, Jordan and Ober D. Tompkins. So
those are the 18 that go.
Yeah. And then my top 7, I have Stephen F. Austin, 7th, Jordan in 6th, South Lake Carroll in 5th, Wiley in 4th. And then we get to the top 3. You have Wiley East, Round Rock, and Bowie.
You have Bowie winning the wild card round? So that would take it to how many finalists? How many state bands would that be if you went off of last year?
It was 45.
So that means you would only have you'd still have 14 finalists.
Yeah. I mean, they would never go over that, but we'd still be quite a ways from 50.
And you know what? Let's just take it a step further in this thought experiment. And those 3 have to be the first 3 bands playing on Monday morning.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, it's fair. Yeah. Wow, that's interesting. So you did it for 5A?
I did it for all the areas.
Oh my gosh. This is only a 4A, 5A, 6A thought experiment, right?
I did 3A and 2A for fun.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right, name all the bands in 5A now.
Oh boy.
All right.
By area.
Area A, Lubbock and El Dorado.
A shout out to El Dorado.
Area B, McKinney North and Melissa. Area C, Highland Park and West Mesquite. Area D, Piper and Pflugerville. Area E, Port Neches Groves and Porter. Area F, Grapevine and Azle. Area G, Pioneer and James Pace. And Area H, CC Wynn and Karen Wagner.
How many areas are in 5A?
8. It's up to H.
So then we have 16 bands.
Yes.
So only 3 go on. All right. Did you top 7 again?
Yes.
All right.
I have Highland Park.
7.
Then Pflugerville. Azle. Melissa.
And then
Piper.
Goes on.
Grapevine.
Goes on.
And McKinney North.
McKinney North with their jazzy. They're the
Yeah, they're the jazzy one. They do.
McNorth.
I can get that McNorth. So then, how many finalists? How many state qualifiers does that make for 5A at that point?
Honestly, that might push them to 40.
So that would give them 14 finalists.
I think so.
Ooh. All right. 4A.
I also, since UIL, they do different, they do something a little different with 4A and below. With 5A and 6A, it's a minimum of 2 bands to state from every area, regardless of the amount of bands who qualify. For 4A and below, it's minimum of 3. So because of that, I did 2 for every area.
Gotcha.
Regardless of if
Okay.
they're under 20 or not. So area A, you have Friendship Memorial and Andrews.
Ooh.
Area B, Gatesville and Prosper Richland. Area C, Pleasant Grove and Farmersville. Area D, Stafford and Needville. And E, Gruya and Pearsall.
So that means you would only take 2 bands in addition, because there's 10
Well,
bands.
it's 4A and below rule, so it'd be minimum of 3. So you still add 3.
Oh, gotcha. I see. Okay, so all right. So 7 finalists of the 10 bands. I mean, don't they not have finals if there's a certain number? All right. So who are the 3? Just do your top 3.
Okay. I have Gatesville.
And third.
And then Farmersville.
Yep.
And Pleasant Grove.
Let's go do. Have we talked about it before? I feel like we have.
Yeah.
Did I like their show?
I don't know if we watched it,
Who's
but
the one that did that fun show that I liked? The Joker show.
that was a Barbers Hill.
Barbers Hill. Shout out to Barbers Hill. Okay, 3A. Let's do it.
Area A, Crane and Coahoma. I might be butchering that pronunciation. Area B, Iowa Park and Grandview. Area C, Winsboro and Quitman. Area D, Clifton and Hitchcock. Area E, Rio Hondo and Santa Gertrudis. And my top 3, starting from third, is Rio Hondo, Hitchcock, and Winsboro. And then 2A.
Oh, in a band. No offense, that I don't really know a whole lot about this.
Yeah.
You 1A? I guess they said
No.
if you get a 1, you go to state.
Yeah.
Right? And, okay.
Or, it's weird, but yes.
Gotcha. All right.
2A, Area A was Panhandle and Hale Center. Area B, Collinsville and Whitewright. Area C, Como-Picton and Clarksville. Area D, Valley Mills and Bosqueville. I did pronounce that one right. I know that.
Okay.
Area E, Falls City and Charlotte. And my top 3 were Bosqueville, Valley Mills, and Panhandle.
Okay. This is heavy stuff. Now, understanding that because we have 2 different state contests, the weekend before one state is like there's just a whole thing. So what is your idea for how this would work? How do we get these 18 to 20 bands?
So I think for 6A, at least, I think it could work that you could host a contest like maybe Monday in like Austin. Everyone comes together, throws down, and then we get our
it's Monday the week before.
Yes.
So you go to area on Saturday, and then you don't make it to state, but you made it to wild card. So 2 days later, you have to go to Austin. That's what you're saying?
No, it would be staggered in the same way. Because
Gotcha. Yeah, because you have.
oh wait, no.
It would have to be because the next weekend, and then.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. So it would have to be 2 days later.
yeah.
Oh.
And then that you just hold basically an area contest, and you have Tuesday as a rain out date, maybe set aside. Then once you get to like the smaller classes, especially 2As, like they don't. It's already kind of a stretch for some of these programs to go to state every single year.
Yeah.
I think you just standardize a camera and microphone, and get as equivalent of a recording for all the bands as you can, and then have some judges decide off the recordings.
Like honor band, typically. I knew it would never happen, but this is a really cool idea.
It's fun.
And I get that it's more contests and more judges, and logistically they'll throw that out the window. But if we're talking about opening, this negates the whole 10 rules for trying to get more bands to go to state. Well, here's your bonus round.
Yeah.
Could you make state finals? Sure, but you're playing at 7. You're playing. It's like the next 8. at Grand Nationals,
Yeah,
except it's the next 3.
I think actually 2A would be the most impactful for this, because Panhandle, I think they were 3rd at state in 2024, and then they just didn't even make state at all. And they're a band that has a tradition, or like in the recent years, they've scored very, very high in visual, and you can see this at area this past year as well, but then their music scores aren't quite as high. So they're definitely a band that could just, especially with 2A being a smaller contest, the draw times don't matter. They're not as impactful. Like I could totally see Panhandle making finals, or Bosqueville, Valley Mills. They are also other 2A state finalists in recent history. So I think 2A would actually be really fun if you implemented something like this.
I like this idea. Let us know in the comment section what you think about this idea. I'm always in favor of more band. Why not? I say that now, but when it's in October, I'm like, especially when it's on the 5-week Octobers, and you're just like, oh my gosh. But in a state where we reward everyone as we try to be as equal as possible. That's right. We kind of believe in band DEI. It's band D. Anyway, why couldn't we open it up? Because I do agree. Like, yes, get good, get better. But if you're going up against the reigning gold and bronze medalist or silver medalist, or you have the reigning Grand National champ, like it's just like, oh, what do we do? Let us know what you think about this, about Aaron's take on this, and thank you to the comment section. So don't think we don't read it, and don't think that we don't, like, if you suggest something cool, we'll talk about it. We'll talk. Anything for the good of the order? Gents? Anything to announce? Any leaks that we want to publicly talk about, or just say like, I do have a leak. Oh my God, I was sent a leak. I will not mention who this person sent it. I will not mention how they have come to this knowledge. But I will say that they do not work with a drum corps. They are my age, and they have a kid of marching age. That's all I will say. A little something something for your next podcast. I know of a drum corps that may or may not have every horn player on a trombone for their opener. And I mean every flavor of trombone.
Oh, yeah.
Bass, tenor, soprano. The little one that the Madison Scouts did this year. What is that one called? The tenorito? The trombonito? Or is that just Benito? Anyway, do we want to take a guess? Or do you already know? If you already know it, don't...
Yeah, I think I already know.
Yeah.
Because I've heard it.
But here's the thing. If you don't know, conventional wisdom say there's 2 drum corps you would think this is who it is, right? One's on the East Coast and one's in the Midwest, right? Would you agree with that? That if there were 2 drum corps... Oh.
No.
I'd say one on West Coast.
I would say one on West Coast and one in Midwest. Yeah.
Because in my mind, I would say it would be someone on the East Coast who has done things like everyone's on trumpet.
Yeah.
Or it would be someone in the Midwest who has been known for decades for being very symphonic in their approach to brass. I'll let you figure out what that might be. But you know who it is. I know who it is. You probably know who it is. We're not going to tell you who it is, but you could probably guess who it is. Anyway, that's the leak I'm going to share. If you'd like to share more leaks with me that are appropriate for this podcast, because he literally said it, we could share it, and I did it. And guess what? That's not going to change. They're not going to get scored lower because we let this cat out of the bag. Yes, William.
Yeah, I saw some more Cavies stuff today. That's all I'll say.
The Cavaliers?
Yeah, Cavaliers.
I was under the impression that you youngsters don't approve of that drum corps. I rock with the Cavaliers. My brother marched them for 2 years. Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
Pretty good. From what I've heard so far. Pretty good.
Pretty good. I also like to listen to leaks. Maybe one day I'll get to hear some. Anyway, that's it for today's episode of the program. We'll be back next week. We'll have some news from TMEA. We'll have news from camps, because I think camps take place next weekend, or do they not? I don't know. I think camps do take place Valentine's weekend.
I'm like completely clocked out.
He's not going to watch anything. He's going to just show
I
up.
will watch
He's
the
gonna wing
RC.
it.
I will watch the RCC.
At this point, watch a different video. I don't know. Yeah, let us know in the comment section if there's other things you want us to watch and talk about, or pretend that they watched and not talk about, or if you have any other suggestions for anything. Yeah, that was a good episode. We're in about an almost, not even an hour and a half. That's some good quality. Oh! In case you haven't noticed, due to the begging, I'm going to say begging. They bended the knee. The program is now available on your digital service platform provider, whatever. So I always thought people just wanted to watch the videos on YouTube, and YouTube is the largest or second largest podcast platform, Spotify being the first one. So now we are available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and eventually Google like all those other ones that are there. So this will happen for all shows now moving off the program, for Cue the Music, for Aaron's Adventures in Musicology and History, all those things. They will have a podcast, like you can subscribe using Spotify or Apple Music or whatever. This will of course be on YouTube, but look for it. You should subscribe to the Substack, because every time an episode drops, I will put the YouTube link. I will also put the Spotify link, whatever's available, so you can just get that. So subscribe to the Substack. It'll be right there. At some point, people might start writing articles again. I don't know. I'm not in charge of that. And maybe we'll do more fun stuff on the website coming soon. I don't know. I'm not in charge of that. Anyway, we'll see you next week on a future episode of The Program.
Yeah.